You could ask anybody that knows me. Jobs never finish. You're always getting better. You might be a champion for one day, but in order to sustain it, you've got to keep working. And that's the one thing that's resonated with me. And that quote, it's my favorite quote. Job's not finished.
There's one woman who has an important role in the Bears scouting department.
Ashton Washington is making history. She's the first African-American woman to work on the Illini football staff.
Ashton is a pioneer.
Washington is part of the group showing there's a place for women in football.
When I was a little girl, I would just lay in bed at night and just dream. You're not necessarily knowing what you want to do, but you know you want to do something, and you want to do something great. When I first fell in love with the game of football, it had to be, I'd say 12, 13. I remember going to the fields and watching my little brother play flag football. Watching my dad coach him. And that slowly turned into, okay, Dad, what are you writing on a piece of paper? Now I'm learning what the X's and O's mean and how that formulates into a game plan.
Ashton will evaluate a situation, and she will create a role. And Ashton found a lot of that in books when she was younger.
Reading as I grew up played a huge part in where I am today. Your thoughts start to move a lot when you're in bed at night. And for me, that was while I was reading. So I love to read books about past leaders that changed the world. What did they do to do that? How can I be great? During the time my brother was playing flag football and my dad was coaching, I would look around and I would see girls cheerleading. I'm like, okay, so girls are supposed to just cheerlead and cheer their boys on as they play football. And for me, I was never the cheerleading type. This is not it. This is not what I want to do.
Growing up, I had big dreams, but that's all they seemed like, dreams. You don't often see girls who look like me doing the things I aspire to do.
When I knew I wanted to pursue a career in football, it was freshman year of college. I was 18 years old, but looking around, there really wasn't necessarily a role for girls in football during that time. So a lot of people would tell me, I don't think football is a realistic career for a woman. And most importantly, a woman of color.
I said, don't try to impress anybody. Chase your passions, chase your dreams, do what you're passionate about. I said, because at the end of the day, if you love what you do, you don't have to work a day in your life.
Whenever you see somebody doing something big, it's usually just the headlines. What you don't see is everything that went into that moment.
I was only 18, working at a sandwich shop, making $7.25 an hour, working as an intern at a news station, and then working within sports and being on the sideline reporting.
Hey guys, it's Ashton Washington, lead publisher of Football Recruiting, and right now I'm sitting with some Texas boys.
And having built relationships at events like the Nike Opening and the Under Armour All-American Games and different 7-on-7 events across the country.
Hey guys, it's Ashton Washington here in Waco, Texas with Sick of 365.
Texas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, California, New Jersey. I was all over the place.
The only thing that can get you to that next level is academics and your work ethic and passion and heart.
Working with Rivals.com, transitioning 24/7 sports. And then from there, it transitioned to the XFL.
I'm here with Ashton, one of the hardest workers in the business.
I was working towards, again, the vision.
For anybody that's trying to get into the XFL, the CFL, the NFL, just trying to get into the league, keep working, keep working.
If you work hard, find the right people to believe in you, and follow that blueprint, you can make it happen.
Out of nowhere, I get an email from the University of Illinois. It says you have a Zoom call set with Coach Lovie Smith.
When you're good at your profession, word gets around. We were looking for a person that could evaluate players, that would be good, selling our university.
And he says, a lot of people have been telling me to get in contact with you. Why is that?
She started talking and selling herself. You notice right away she knew ball, and she started talking ball. She's passionate about her belief in herself and what she can do. I knew we wanted to take the next step.
He ends up hiring me, and he hires me as the director of football relations. I immediately tell Dad, tell Mom, and I'm like, I just got a job at the University of Illinois with Coach Lovie Smith. He wants me a part of their team. He sees something in me.
When she gained the confidence in Lovie Smith, for him to bring her on his staff at the University of Illinois, for me, that was big.
When you get to that next step, appreciate it. But don't forget, job's not finished.
It's one thing to be a trailblazer and to give someone an opportunity, but then it's about, what do you do with that opportunity?
Job's not finished, as she always says, and she's had that mentality, and I could see that. I could see her dig harder. She was digging harder than she was digging when she was working for free trying to get paid.
Ashton came in first, recruiting, setting up recruiting visits, talking to parents. She worked hard, she was skilled, she was what we were looking for. I had a lot of big plans for Ashton.
I became the first female on the coaching staff, and I was also the first African-American female on that coaching staff with him. I took the moment in and went back to the basics, went back to the blueprint, the foundational pieces, the puzzle pieces, putting it all together for the vision. The vision is coming to
Illinois football coach Lovie Smith leaving the facility for what could be the last time after getting fired Sunday morning.
Next thing you know, I have a meeting. It's an exit meeting, basically, and I get let go. So I experienced my first firing and my first Power 5 opportunity. So you get this big deal, and then the big deal is gone. Just like that.
That was devastating. After only about 4 months on the job.
Thought I was growing, but then it's like, right back to where we started.
This is a young lady who has worked tirelessly. I mean, she worked her behind off since she was little. It was a very trying time for her confidence that she was not even given the chance to see what her capabilities are.
I call one of my mentors, and one of my mentors is Sam Rappaport.
Ashton was crushed. When you lose the opportunity to work with your one champion, especially as someone who is underrepresented and marginalized in the game of football, it is much more difficult for you to get back in the game because we have so many less connections than other people.
Call her, tell her what happened, and she tells me exactly what I had already thought from the beginning.
I kind of gave her a little tough love. I gave it to her straight and said, look, you need to start emailing everyone you know. It's okay to be upset and it's okay to be crushed, but it's time to get back on the horse and get back into football.
Another fire was lit. Back at it again, let's get it. Job's not finished.
Ashton called hundreds of people, emailed hundreds of people. I mean, she was determined to get back in.
The glass always half full. That's the only way you could look at it. And if you go back to the things that she did well, if one person saw it, another will.
I get a call, and it didn't have a number. It just said no caller ID. I answer it, and it was a man on the phone, and he says, "Is this Ashton Washington?" And I'm like, I didn't know if I wanted to say yes or if I wanted to say no. I was like, who is, like, what? Yes? And he says, would you be interested in an opportunity with the Chicago Bears? Pack my bags, I'm leaving Lubbock, Texas, and I'm headed to Chicago, Illinois. When I went in for training camp for the internship, I wasn't thinking about a job. I wasn't thinking about getting a job with the Chicago Bears. I was thinking about the opportunity, learning, being with an NFL team, and especially, Chicago Bears, that's a charter franchise.
She was focused. She had a great sense of urgency. We work in a really fast-paced environment, and she works extremely fast. Her attention to detail was incredible.
They started giving more assignments, teaching us within scout school. So we would come in here in a draft room and we would watch film and learn how to watch film like a scout. It just kept giving me more and more of a challenge. And towards the end of the internship, the Chicago Bears, McCaskey family, they allowed me an opportunity to be a part of this franchise. I became the first female scout in franchise history. The vision came to life.
Even if you think you've made it, always remember, the job's not finished. I'm Nala McClure, recipient of the Ashton Washington Women of Color Annual Scholarship. And today, I have the honor of meeting Ashton in person for the first time.
Hello. Hi. Oh. I'm Nyla. I know we haven't met in person.
She's trying to, of course, move up in her profession, but she's also trying to bring others along to help them get that same opportunity that was given her.
She writes a scholarship for $1,000 to a woman in college at an HBCU in Mississippi and just gives her an opportunity, a leg up, so she can potentially fulfill her dreams like Ashton did.
So I heard that you love books as much as I do, and I heard you also inscribe them, so I put something in here for you.
I know she reads all the Kobe Bryant books, the Mamba mentality, because that's how she moves, and she wants to be special, but she's doing the work to get there.
I just felt like it related so much to our relationship because you believed in my dreams enough to give me a $1,000 scholarship. And so I wanted you to have it. You work hard.
The Bears are keep giving them more and more responsibility, but not skipping a step. I don't want Ashton to skip a step along the way. Just keep working up.
Wow. I appreciate you so much.
She's just all about hard work, dedication, fairness. She can do whatever she wants. She could be a general manager, she could be a president, she could be a CEO. She just transcends race and gender.
My hope is that by the time Ashton Washington becomes an NFL general manager, it won't be a big deal. It will have happened long before then. It will become a regular thing.
I'm gonna go to DC to talk to policymakers on Capitol Hill about the importance of reproductive well-being for HBCU students.
Making a wave in the state. You're changing a lot of lives and you don't even know that yet. You're doing things that have never been done.
With the first pick, the Chicago Bears select.
This could be one of the most momentous off seasons in Bears history. The stakes are huge, and I'm thrilled that Ashton's right in the middle of it, helping us meet these challenges and moving the Bears forward.
I hope that other little girls see me, see other women across college football, high school football, the NFL, and they see that it's possible. No matter what you look like, it is possible.